Hello, I'm Xavier, the creator of the preenfm2. Here is a video that will present you some of its features. So here is the preenfm2 and its metal case. On the back you can see two MIDI jacks, one input, one output, two audio jacks for the stereo audio output, the USB socket that can power the preen as well as sending and receiving MIDI information, and the 2.1mm power socket that can be used if you don't want to use the USB. So let's put the minimum cables we have to do to use it, which are two audio jacks and the USB. The buttons on the left part of the surface control allow you to navigate in the different pages to edit the sound parameters: engine, operator, matrix modulation, modulator, performance. Turning the encoder, modify the values you can see on the bottom. The two buttons on the right allow you to navigate in the menu to load or save presets or to modify some settings. The navigation in the preenfm2 pages is easy, but there are a few tricks that can make it even easier. For example, to navigate quickly through all the rows of the same button, you can hold the button down and turn any encoders. Some of the pages have shortcuts. While holding the engine button, you can press the other ones below to jump respectively to the main page, the modulation page, the arpeggiator, or the filter page. In the modulation menu, you can quickly jump to the LFO1, free envelope 1, free envelope 2, and the step sequencer 1. It must be written on your case, but it cannot be bad to remind that resetting any parameters to its default value is done by pressing the menu, then turning the encoder. Pressing the instrument button while turning encoders changes the values 10 times faster. To enter the menu, press the menu button. To exit it, or go back one level upper in your selection, press the instrument button. Once inside the menu, the left encoder allows you to change your selection. Pressing the menu button confirms your selection and go one level lower. In the load submenus, you can choose to load a bank, a combo, or a DX7 preset. Let's go for the regular banks. While browsing your preset, you can use the 5 left buttons to hear how it sounds. The pitch can be changed in the settings. To move quicker inside your bank, you can use the encoders, the other encoders, 5x5, 10x10, or 25x25. If you decide at this point not to load the preset, move back with the instrument button and your previously edited preset will be restored. While browsing your presets, press menu again to confirm you want to load it. There are also a few things to know when you need to enter a name. The left encoder changed the cursor position. The right one modified the current letter by selecting any of the available symbols. The third encoder only browsed the uppercase letter, and the second one the lowercase letters. Pressing the modulation button adds an underscore, which is very useful to remove the end of a name. The matrix button jumps to the space character, the button above to the numbers, and the next one to the dot symbol. When you are finished entering your name, press menu. An important menu is the Tools settings. Here, use the left encoder to select the entry and the right one to modify its value. Among other things, you can here select the MIDI channel each instrument listens to. All modifications are immediately applied, but they are stored on the USB drive only if you press the menu button 2 more times. The preenfm2 can play 4 independent instruments at the same time. Each one listens to its own MIDI channel. They can of course listen to the same. In edit mode, you can navigate through the 4 instruments by pressing the instrument button. You're always editing the instrument whose number you see in the top left part of the screen. You can also trigger a MIDI note by holding the instrument button and pressing any of the 5 left buttons. Now, let's send the MIDI loop to instrument 1. Let's add 2 other MIDI loops for instrument 2 and 4. Instrument 3 is still free to play a solo. One of the interesting features of the preenfm2 is its ability to position the carrier operators in the stereo field. It always adds a great touch to the DX7 presets you can import. The carrier operators are the ones that send the output to the audio flow. At any moment you can see the algorithm schema by holding the engine button, then pressing the menu button. In the algorithm number 4 we currently use, the carrier operators are number 1 and 2. So in the mixer we can control their volume and their stereo position. Played from the keyboard. It can be also interesting to make them move automatically with the modulation matrix, using LFO1 to modify one operator, and also LFO1 to modify the second operator, but in the opposite direction. It's also possible to use the modulation wheel to control the matrix multiplier of the row 1 and 2, to control the amount of move from the center position with your modulation wheel. Play it from the keyboard, moving up the modulation wheel, moving it down.